What's the pettiest revenge you ever got on a fake friend? When I started my sophomore year at college in North Carolina, I thought I had finally found my people. My freshman year roommate Chloe and I were inseparable. We went to football games together, pulled all-nighters during finals, and spent way too much money at Target buying things we absolutely didn't need. She was the first person I called when something good happened, and the first person I cried to when something went wrong. So when she asked me to move into an off-campus apartment with her and two other girls, I said yes immediately. Big mistake. Everything started changing after my parents surprised me with a car. It wasn't even some luxury vehicle. It was a used white Honda Civic that had already survived one teenager before me. But on a college campus, having a car made you everyone's favorite person. At first, I loved helping people. Need a ride to Walmart? Sure. Airport pickup? No problem. Late night Starbucks run? Let's go. But somehow Chloe started acting like the car belonged to her. She'd volunteer me for rides without asking. People would text her instead of me, and she'd answer for me. One Friday afternoon, I got a message from a girl I barely knew. Thanks again for driving us to Charlotte tomorrow. I literally stared at my phone. What trip? Turns out Chloe had promised 3 girls I'd drive them 2 hours to a concert without mentioning it to me. When I confronted her, she laughed. Oh my god, it's not that serious. I told her it was serious because it was my car, my gas, and my entire Saturday. She rolled her eyes. You're being selfish. That was the first time I realized our friendship wasn't what I thought it was. After that, little comments started appearing. Whenever people complimented my clothes, Chloe would say, well, her parents pay for everything. Whenever someone mentioned my grades, she'd joke, it's easy when you don't have a real life. The funny thing, I worked 20 hours a week at the campus bookstore and had a full course load. But Chloe had a way of saying mean things with a smile, so everyone laughed. Then came the thing that completely destroyed our friendship. During junior year, I applied for a highly competitive social media internship with a local company. I spent weeks preparing, multiple interviews, portfolio reviews, the whole process. The hiring manager even told me I was one of the top candidates. Then I got rejected. I was disappointed but figured someone else must have been better. A month later, one of the recruiters came to speak at our campus. After her presentation, we started chatting, and she accidentally revealed something shocking. Apparently, one of my references had warned them that I was unreliable, difficult to work with, and constantly missed deadlines. I felt sick because I had only listed 3 references. My professor, my supervisor at the bookstore, and Chloe. My professor adored me. My supervisor literally wrote recommendation letters for students every semester. That left Chloe. When I confronted her, she didn't even look guilty. She shrugged. I just told them my experience. I stared at her. Why would you do that? She crossed her arms. Maybe you needed to be knocked down a peg. That was the moment our friendship died. I stopped talking to her completely. No dramatic screaming. No social media posts. Nothing. I focused on classes and moved on. But a few weeks later, life handed me the most satisfying opportunity imaginable. Chloe was obsessed with music festivals. Like, completely obsessed. For months, she talked about getting tickets to a huge festival in Tennessee that sold out every year. What she didn't know was that my bookstore manager had connections through the university and got access to the early ticket release information. I found out exactly when tickets would go live. Most people didn't. The tickets sold out in less than 40 minutes. I bought mine. Several friends bought theirs. Half the people in our apartment complex bought theirs. Chloe didn't. By the time she logged on, everything was gone. The meltdown was unbelievable. For days, she complained about how unfair it was. She called customer service, joined waiting lists, even offered people extra money for their tickets. Nobody sold. Then one night, she cornered me in our apartment kitchen. You knew when tickets were dropping. I nodded. Yep. Her eyes narrowed. And you didn't tell me? I took a sip of my coffee. You needed to be knocked down a peg, remember? The silence that followed was beautiful. She just stood there staring at me. For once, she didn't have a comeback. The best part? A few months later, the company that rejected me contacted me again. They'd discovered that the negative reference about me didn't match anything anyone else had said. A new position had opened up. They wanted another interview. I got the internship, and after graduation, it turned into a full-time job. Last I heard, Chloe still tells people I ruined our friendship, which is funny, because all I really did was stop letting her benefit from mine.